Okay, this is the latest installment of me doing fan requested videos. So if you want me to talk about your team or your favorite player or whatever, put that in the comment section below and I will definitely do one. So we're here talking about the Cincinnati Bengals because the Bengals, honestly, they look pretty good for this upcoming NFL season. Their last season did not end too well with a pretty sour taste in their mouth, losing 23-22 to Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and I think it was off of some penalty or holding call or something like that. Really dumb. I don't honestly remember. That was back in January. But we're looking toward the future, not in the past, and this team was pretty good. So I looked at the roster and I found some players, but I have heard of because I haven't heard of every NFL player because I'm not really the biggest NFL guy. So of course you have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They're like the top two players. Honestly, they're both amazing. Joe Burrow did have a high calf strain during training camp, so I think he'll get over that and come back. And then Jamar Chase, he's gonna be amazing this season. He's gonna be great. I've heard of Tyler Boyd. They have Orlando Brown Jr., one of the top free agent signings. I don't know where it came from, but I've heard of him. I've heard of Trey Henderson before. I've heard of T. Higgins, BJ Hill, and Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon's still pretty good running back, if anyone uses running backs anymore. I don't know, but Joe Mixon's a pretty good one. So now we're going to look through the Bengals schedule and see how many of these games they can win and see how easy their path is to make into the playoff. So week 1 against the Browns, I had the Bengals winning that. Week 2 against the Ravens, they win. Rams, they win. Against the Titans, I have them winning this one. It might be interesting because you have DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry and the guy that likes to put mayonnaise in his coffee and Ryan Tannehill as quarterbacks. But the Bengals should win this one. Nets against the Cardinals, easy win. The Cardinals are going to be so bad this season. Week 6 against the Seahawks, I had the Bengals winning. I had their first loss of the season coming against the 49ers. This should be a pretty good game, Bengals 49ers. The 49ers are just stacked, okay? They look amazing every year, so I think the 49ers win this one. But I have them taking another loss to the Bills, not just because I am in love with Josh Allen, okay? I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Whenever these two teams play, it's always a good game, and I had the Bills winning this one. But the Bengals get back on track next week against the lowly Texans. Yeah, what a tough game that's going to be. Next week against the Ravens, I have the Bengals winning that one. Then I had them taking 2 straight L's in a row. First to the Steelers. The Steelers are a good team. I think they're going to be better than last year. They have Kyle Pitts and company. And I have the Steelers taking 1 or 2 games against the Bengals. And also, you know how sometimes you're just off in a week and you don't play up to standards? Yeah, I could see this being one of those weeks. And then next week against the Jaguars, I have the Jaguars winning this one. Trevor Lawrence was lethal last year against the Chargers in the wild card. So I think they're gonna, he's gonna keep being good. And I don't even know what I'm talking about. Jaguars, yeah, I guess they're cool. Travis Etienne, that's his name. Yeah, they're gonna beat the Bengals is what I think gonna happen. But next week the Bengals are gonna beat the Colts, and they're gonna beat the Vikings, and they're gonna beat the Steelers, but they're gonna take a loss to the Chiefs. This is gonna be on New Year's Eve, I believe. This should be an amazing game. This should be prime time. Yeah, I have the Chiefs beating the Bengals here. But then weeks 18 against the Browns, I have the Bengals winning this one. So the best I think the Bengals can do this season, they go 14-3, and those 3 losses coming against the Bills, the 49ers, and the Chiefs. Not that those 3 teams are better than the Bengals. I just think those are going to be 3 pretty good games that you should watch, and I think the Bengals are going to come out on the short end on all of them. For the middle, I think they're pretty average. What they're going to do is go 12-5, which is what I have them doing, and they're losing to the Bills, the Niners, the Steelers, Jags, and the Chiefs. Those are just kind of how I predicted. And then the worst that the Bengals are going to do this season, they go 10-7. They're a pretty good team. Maybe they can go 11-6, but I think 10-7 is their floor. I think they're easily going to win the AFC North against the Steelers, Browns, and Ravens, and be the 2 seed, because I don't think the Bills are going to be as good as normal, and I think the Chiefs are still going to be the 1 seed. Although they're going to be the Jags, they're going to be the Chargers, apparently the Broncos are going to be back, so we'll see. It's going to be a pretty good AFC division or conference, and maybe they go back to the AFC Championship game, maybe against the Chargers. I'd really like to see Chargers-Bengals. That would be an interesting game to watch. And it would keep the streak going of one of the 3 main quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Joe Burrow being the AFC Championship, because that's kind of been those 3 quarterbacks for the past 4 or 5 years, because they had this 15-year streak in the AFC where it's either Tom Brady, Patrick Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, or Peyton Manning in the AFC Championship. So now we have a new big three quarterbacks running the AFC. So we'll see which one of those win. Hopefully, Joe Burrow can take I almost said the Steelers, bro. Take the Bengals to the Super Bowl and not lose to the Rams this year. So hopefully that works out and they can just win the whole thing. Because, like I said, Jamar Chase is going to go off. So if Jamar Chase is right and Joe Burrow is great, then I don't see them what's going to stop them from keeping. Can't see what's going to keep them from getting the Super Bowl. Oh my God, can I not talk?